We're going to look at the skills practice for 1.2. We're going to use the figure at the right to name examples of each term. So here's our diagram. It looks like we have some lines. We definitely have some rays and some segments that are on the rays. And there's lots of points, obviously. Okay, so we're going to use that figure to the right to name examples of each term. 4 points. Find 4 locations. Remember, you name a point with one letter. There's 4 points. Now I have them spaced out here, but if you had them smushed together, like 3 of them smushed together, that would mean something different. So if they're asking you for 4 points, make sure you separate them with commas so we know that we're looking at 4 things using one letter at a time. Now obviously the order here didn't matter. If I wanted to, I could have thrown point X or point Y in there. Number 2, name 2 lines. Here's one. Pick 2 letters from it. That's how you name a line. So I'm going to pick R, Y. That's how you write it, line RY. If you wanted to switch the letters, you could. If you wanted to throw the M in there instead of one of the 2 letters, you could have done that as well. Okay, so for this line, maybe I'll use that example. I'm going to call this line right here line SM because those 2 points are on that line. Again, notice how I separated those with a comma. It's just easier to read that way. Number 3, name 4 segments. Segments start and stop. So this segment right here, we'll call that segment RM. It starts at R, ends at M. No arrowheads. That segment came right off of a line. Sometimes that confuses people. It's okay. There's lots of segments on lines. This one starts at R and ends at M. We could also name segment SX. Segment MT. Segment YM. You don't have to have those answers. You can have other answers that are correct as well. Again, you can reverse those letters if you want to. Number 4, one ray whose endpoint is M. Well, there's a bunch of rays coming off of point M. Just pick one. I'm going to pick this one right here. Notice how it's going downwards to the left. I'm picking that one on purpose. Again, I'll put a star beside the ray one because it's tricky. We're starting at M, and we're going in the direction of Y. Whatever you start with, you put that first. You're going in the direction of Y, so you put that second. Shorthand notation, I'm pointing it to the right. This is red, ray, MY. Even though it goes to the left and down in the picture. Number 5, 3 collinear points. Those are 3 points that are on a line. So you could pick these 3, or you could pick these 3. Totally up to you. I'm going to pick these 3. R, M, Y. If I leave it like that, that's referring to a plane. That's 3 capital letters, and I kind of didn't space them out. They look smushed together. Separate them with commas. That way I know you're talking about points. 3 capital letters together refers to a plane. That's not what we want. Use commas. Number 6, find a point that is not on line YR. So find line YR first. Then identify one of those 3 points that is not on the line. I'm going to pick X. Number 7, a segment with points T and M as the endpoints. This is really, really easy. Segment TM. These endpoints are the letters you use to name it. That's why that one's really easy. Just make sure if it says segment that you put the segment notation above. Number 8, find a line that does not contain point R. Here's point R. It's on this line. Well, this line does not have point R on it, so name this line any way you want. Pick 2 points from it. I'm going to name it line MX. Again, it says line. That's why I'm putting the arrowheads there. Number 9, we need a line containing point M. Here's point M. This line contains it. This one does too, so you have 2 possible answers there. I'm just going to put line RY. That's this one. It contains point R and Y, and it has M on it as well. Number 10, a segment that lies on line YR. So here's line YR. Can you find a segment or a piece of that line? Sure. Maybe segment MY. You could have also picked segment MR or segment YR, and you could reverse those letters if you want.